Dean's List, friggin' dope. Dean's List, beefy points. Dean's List, friggin' dope. Dean's List, beefy points. Dean's List.
Hey, welcome to the Dean's List. Here's your host, Dan Frampton.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Munchie. Are you ready to give out some big, bad, beautiful, beefy points? It's a new week and there's a lot of YouTube to talk about.
Yeah, that's right, dude. There was a lot of YouTube that was happening last week, and I'm pretty stoked to talk about it with you here today.
Thank you, Munchie, and I'm ready to talk about all that stuff here with you guys too. But before we get into all of that, I just want to know, Munchie, what have you been doing during this whole quarantine thing?
Dude, you know my whole life is just basically one big quarantine.
Solid point, my hollow brother. Okay, the 10th best video on YouTube last week comes from cowboy cooker himself, Kent Rollins. He's getting 1 point for his video about deviled eggs 3 ways. If you guys don't know Kent Rollins, he's a very good cook, he's a very good chef, he's a very good charismatic personality in front of a camera. If you want to go learn how to cook the cowboy way, Kent Rollins is your boy. Now we're just going to keep on talking about cooking, but this YouTuber doesn't cook all the time. Sometimes she does cook, sometimes she does other things. She's coming in at number 9, picking up 2 points. We got Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain came in with a video where she did a 3-course meal, and she kind of impressed herself, and she impressed me along the way too. Impressed me enough to pick up 2 points. Okay, now number 8 has been suspicious by his absence here in the Dean's List. You know, sometimes he makes a video every day, sometimes he takes 3 or 4 weeks in between uploads. Coming in at number 8 from the UK, picking up 3 points, we got British commentator iNabber. He did a video about Trisha Paytas and how Trisha Paytas is claiming that she has DID. And if you don't know all about this story, go watch iNabber's video. I'll have it linked down there. Okay, last week, you know, there's been a lot of people on YouTube talking about Kenneth Copland. He's that preacher guy, you know. He says really weird things. He puts stuff on his hands and goes, "You're cured. You are cured of the corona. All you gotta do is look into my cure hands, and you've been cured by the corona." And then he also sits around a table and goes like, "Oh yeah, we don't need to worry about that. I'm Kenneth Copland, you know. I'm not old or immunocompromised. Everything will be fine for me. I have billions of dollars and 300 million jets, and I can just fly all over the place. But look into my hands. Look into my healing hands of healing." Okay, anyway, he was really popular to talk about last week. And coming in at number 7, picking up 4 points, is Gus Johnson, because he was talking about Kenneth Copland, okay? And he's a really funny guy, and he made some really good points. And I'll leave that video in the description as well. How's about I just leave them all down there, why not? We got another debut. We got another debut here on the Dean's List. This is a wrestling guy. He talks about wrestling on a wrestling channel. Now, on this channel, there are a bunch of guys, okay? This is Wrestle Talk we're talking about. More British YouTube commentary creators out there, but this time they're commenting on the world of wrestling. The main brain behind Wrestle Talk is Ollie Davis, but that's not who's picking up 5 points at number 6, okay? We're talking about Laurie Blake, because he did a video where he did like an in-depth look on the lore of the Fiend. If you don't know about the Fiend, well, that's fine. This video, though, will explain the whole lore to you, so you can go check that video out in the description below. All right, number 5, picking up 6 points. You guys know I love him. His name is WavyWebSurf. He talked about Rabid Ray. If you don't know about Rabid Ray, he was this Australian guy that was on the news, and he like imitated the barking of, I don't know if they were coyotes or whatever. They were just like, you know, predator dogs in the neighborhood, and he did the little bark thing, and then he got real famous for it, and he loved doing the bark thing for people. Every time it was like, "Hey Ray, do the bark thing. We want to hear the bark thing." And he would come in with the bark thing, and WavyWebSurf's video on it, of course, as always, really good. Finn McKenty has this series on his channel where he talks about bands that should have been bigger. And some of these bands you'll be like, yeah, you were big, but they could have been bigger. So Finn McKenty coming in at number 4, picking up 7 beefy points. Moving on, number 3, picking up 8 points for his video about Marilyn Manson and all the rumors and myths about Marilyn Manson growing up. We got Whang. Alright, if you've been watching this channel this week, you know that I uploaded a video about Amanda the Jedi. I really like her content. And anyway, she saw the video and whatever. That was pretty cool. But I was gonna give her the place on the Dean's List before she followed me on Twitter, so this isn't one of those bias type picks. But I will tell you when there is a bias type pick, because I'm not above a bias. But Amanda the Jedi, coming in at number 2, picking up 9 points because she had 2 pretty fantastic videos last week. One about her appearance, or kind of, sort of, on Uh-Oh, the Canadian Kids game show thing. And she also talked about those preachers that Gus Johnson talked about earlier on. Oh my God, finally, Donna, thank the fucking Lord in heaven. You finally topped the Dean's List again, picking up 10 points for your video about Garrett Watts. But it wasn't really just about Garrett Watts, okay? This video was explaining the concept of the halo and horn effect. Now I can try to explain this halo and horn effect, so I might as well, okay? So basically what this is like, say you like a creator or somebody, okay? And then this creator, like, recommends something else. You're more likely to like this thing because the thing that you like likes this thing. That's the halo effect. But if this person now has a beef with something, now by proxy, you have a beef with something, and that's apparently called the horn effect. Alright, so Donna really explained this really well in her video. That'll be linked below, but I'm fucking so stoked to see her get 10 points here. So let's just see if that was enough to reclaim the number 1 position here on the Dean's List. Alright, well, it looks like she didn't reclaim the number 1 spot, but Brad Hall didn't pick up any points this week, so now PsychIRL is just 1 point behind Brad Hall. I really see her coming for that crown. Below that, Critical and WavyWebSurf tied at number, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Just look at the graphic. Gus Johnson, Fantano, Leon Lush, Whang, Finn McKenty, Maddie Matheson, Amanda the Jedi, and JJ McCullough are rounding out the top 10. Let's see who fucking takes this home. We're only like how many months into this year? 4? It's anyone's game still. It's anyone's game. But the top of the leaderboard, you know, they do have a lot of beefy points. So all you underdogs down here, who are we looking at? We're looking at like Nerdstalgic and Primink and Jay Aubrey and iDubbbz, Stevie T, Gamer from Mars. Let's hit up some big old points. Let's do some beefy videos this week. Alright, well thank you for watching that load of horseshit that I call content. If you enjoyed it, just scroll on down and spank a little like on it. That'll really mean a whole lot.